Welcome everyone to another video. Over the past couple of days I've been reading and I came to a revelation, and that revelation is that I think I am a slow reader. There's a couple reasons why I feel like I'm a slow reader. Number one, if I'm not filming a video, like if I'm not forcing myself to read like majority of the day, then I feel like I'm a pretty slow reader. Like there's people who can read a book in a day or like a book in 2 days. And when I'm really forcing myself to sit down, not forcing myself, but when I'm like sitting down and reading like majority of the day, like I'm not doing anything else, I'm not doing chores, watching TV, I'm not doing anything else but reading majority of the day, like hours and hours and hours back to back, then I'm a pretty slow reader. I like can read about 3 to 4 books in a week. Not even 4 books. I can read about 3 books in a week if I'm like filming for a video or if I'm like doing some sort of challenge for like YouTube or something like that. But if I'm like not sitting down and doing like filming a video, or like if I'm just reading on my own time and I'm kind of just reading like every couple of hours or whatever it is, I don't read very fast. Like I read maybe like a couple of chapters in an hour or 2, just depending on the book. And I was reading, I'm in the middle of a not so meet cute right now, and I feel like that's how it's going for me. I'm getting through this book very, very slowly but surely. And I just thought to myself, I wonder how much I realistically read in a week as like a slow reader. Because again, I feel like maybe I can read like, I don't even know, like anywhere from like 20 to 50 pages in an hour or 2, just depending on the book. I don't really know what you would consider a fast reader. I consider a fast reader somebody who can read like anywhere from like 50 to 100 pages in like 2 hours. Is that even humanly possible? Do people do that? I'm pretty sure I don't know how fast readers read, but I just feel like I'm a slow reader. So I don't know. I just thought to myself, since I'm in the middle of a not so meet cute, we're slowly but surely getting through it. I've been reading it on my Kindle. Also, by the way, I haven't put out a Kindle video because obviously I don't have anything for it yet. I've had it for like 2 months now and I just haven't gotten any accessories or anything for it, but I love it so far, and I'm gonna make a separate video on it and do like all the Kindle like accessories and everything, like putting the stickers on the back and everything like that, and talking and reviewing my Kindle. And so that'll be a whole separate video. But I've been reading a not so meet cute on my Kindle, and let's see how far I am. I'm 67% of the way through a not so meet cute, and I just thought to myself, why don't I do a video of what I realistically read in a week as a slow reader? I don't really have any reading goals in this video other than just to read when I feel like it and read however much I feel like, and see how many pages I read in that time frame to figure out, I guess, if I am a slow or a fast reader. I'm pretty sure I'm a slow reader because it's taken me forever to get through Not So Meet Cute, and it's not because I don't like it. I actually really enjoy it. It's just like the chapters are so long, like it takes me a minute to get through the chapters. So I just thought, let me film a video of what I realistically read in a week as a slow reader and see how much we read. I thought that would be fun. It's Sunday right now. We're gonna read until next Sunday and we'll see how much I read. Yeah, so I think I'm going to start reading a Not So Meet Cute and finish it up. Hopefully I can finish it pretty soon because I am ready to move on to a different book. Again, not because this one is bad or anything, but I just have like a bunch of stuff on my TBR that I want to read. I know for a fact that after I finish a Not So Meet Cute, because I know for sure I'll finish that in this video, I'm gonna start with Herc. This is a Hercules retelling, but this isn't about Hercules. This is about the people in his life and the retelling of their stories and what it was like to know Hercules. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So right now we're gonna finish a Not So Meet Cute. I think I'm gonna read it on my Kindle, and yeah, I guess I will talk to you guys whenever I talk to you guys. Monday, right? Yes, it is Monday today, and yesterday I read a little bit of A Not So Meet Cute by Megan Quinn. I read from page 277 to page 306. So I read 29 pages yesterday, and I read for about, I want to say I read for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. So in 2 hours I read 29 pages. I feel like that's pretty good. I will never understand how people can read a book in one sitting. That to me is really hard to do, because I can read a book, if I'm really trying and not reading anything else, I can read a book in about 2 days. So yeah, but yesterday we read 29 pages. We're on chapter 18 and we're 74% of the way through. I'm honestly really enjoying it so far. But the one thing that's like really grinding my gears right now is like the miscommunication in the book. Like, if they would just sit down and have a conversation with each other, like just the one conversation with each other that they should be having, like the book would be a lot shorter than it is. They both obviously like each other. It's like neither of them wants to admit it to the other, even though they've technically admitted it to each other multiple times already. It's just like they're both convincing themselves that the other doesn't actually like them, even though like they're doing all these things and saying all these things that's very obviously like, okay, like I like you. And if they would just sit down and have a conversation, the book could end right now, honestly, probably. But obviously we still have a little bit more than like, we have like 25% of the book still left, so we know something's gonna go wrong, because when does it not? Yeah, I guess we're just gonna see what happens. I don't really have much to say. This book is honestly really funny and kind of really relatable. It's like, I don't want to say it's kind of like enemies to lovers, but not quite, because they obviously at the beginning of the book like irritated each other and annoyed each other and have like a hatred for each other, and obviously not a hatred, but like just didn't really like each other. But it was like a very subtle like enemies to lovers. We're gonna keep reading. Again, it's still really entertaining and I still am enjoying it, but it's not my favorite romance book that I've read. So this is the first romance book of 2024, so we're not starting off the most strong we could be starting off at, but you know what, it's okay. But yeah, we're gonna keep reading, and I guess we're just gonna see what happens. So I guess I'll talk to you guys later, or if I have any more developing thoughts. This book, I will say this book is so funny, and the main female character is honestly so likable. Like, I love her. She's so freaking funny. Like, there's so many funny moments like in this book that are just like, it's so funny. It's so funny and so cute. It's the next day. Yesterday we read more of A Not So Meet Cute, and I've been writing down the pages that I read. So Sunday we read from 277 to 306, and Monday, which was yesterday, we read 306 to 359, which was 53 pages altogether. And we're about 86%. We're about 86% of the way through A Not So Meet Cute, and we don't have that much left. And honestly, this book is 411 pages long, and honestly Honestly, I feel like this book could have been like 350 pages, maybe even 300 pages, if I'm being completely honest. Like, I just feel like this book is being so dragged out in certain places. Overall, it's still entertaining enough to where I want to keep reading it, but there have been multiple parts in the book where I just get a little bored and like zone out while I'm reading it. So I feel like this book definitely could have been a little bit shorter than 411 pages, but we're slowly but surely getting through it. And so I know for sure that we're gonna finish it up today since we don't have that much left. We have maybe like, I wanna say we have about 50-ish pages left. We're gonna go ahead and finish it up today. I feel like this book, it's not putting me into a reading slump. I definitely am not getting through it as fast as I would like to. Maybe, I don't know if it's because I'm just a slow reader, if it's because of the book itself. I don't want to say I'm in a reading slump because I'm not in a reading slump. This book is just not hitting for me like I thought it was going to. It's just not doing it for me like I thought it was going to. That is kind of a little bit disappointing because I was super excited for A Not So Meet Cute. I've heard so much about it. Again, it's still overall entertaining enough to where I want to keep reading it, but it's definitely ranking lower on my rating scale than I thought it was going to. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and finish it up today, and then we're gonna come back later today and we're gonna choose another book to start for the week. So I guess I'll talk to you guys whenever I finish A Not So Meet Cute. So I just finished So Not Meant to Be. That's not the book I was reading. Hello. I just finished A Not So Meet Cute by Megan Quinn. It was pretty good. I am not gonna lie, I was rushing through like the last couple chapters just because I was ready to be done with it. It was still good. I really just didn't think it needed to be as long as it was. That's all. That's it. Overall, it was a good book. I want to give it a 3-star rating just because, again, there was parts in it that got a little boring and I ended up zoning out for some of the book. And also, again, it was just really, really long. So that kind of took away from the overall experience of reading the story. But yeah, I am glad I got that one marked off my TBR. My TBR is freaking huge now because I got so many books for the holidays and I got a Kindle. So like I have my physical TBR plus my Kindle TBR, and it's just, I don't know. I just don't know what to read. So we've read from today we've read from page 359 to page 400. Page 400 was actually the last page of A Not So Meet Cute, not 411. There's 411 pages in it because there was an extra excerpt for another book that she had, so it was actually page 400, but we read from page 359 to page 400, and so far today we've read 41 pages, and I've been reading for about, I want to say 2 to 2.5 hours in total. So yeah, we read 41 pages in about 2.5 hours. So we're gonna keep reading. I'm gonna come back once I pick out a book. I'm just gonna show you right now what my book situation is looking like. This is kind of what my book situation is looking like right now. I just have all my books up against this wall. I still don't have a bookshelf. Surprise, surprise. But I will be getting one here really soon. Probably in the next week or two I'll be getting a bookshelf, but this is what I have to choose from, is probably about 20 books on my physical TBR. But yeah, this is just kind of what I have to choose from right now at the moment. I have like 20-ish books on my physical TBR, and then I have a bunch of books on my Kindle TBR that I want to read. I have no idea what I want to read now. This is kind of like also kind of like just like a mood read type of thing. I'm not reading any sort of specific book, but I just haven't found a book really lately that's keeping my attention like I want it to keep my attention. Like I said, A Not So Meet Cute was good, but it just didn't keep my attention as much as I thought it was going to. It was one of my more anticipated romance reads because I've heard so much about it, but it didn't really keep me engaged as much as I thought it was going to. But yeah, so I guess right now we're just going to pick out another read. But yeah, I guess I'll come back and let you know what I pick out once I pick out the book I want to read, because I have no idea what I want to read. Okay, so it's Wednesday, right? Yes, it's Wednesday, and I ended up not reading anything else after I finished A Not So Meet Cute yesterday. I don't know why, but I'm just like not feeling, I just don't know what to read. I'm not feeling any of the books on my TBR, which is a problem because there's a lot. And the fact that I can't find a book to read on the TBR that I already have is like, that's an issue, but it's fine. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to read Powerless. I'm literally stupid because I thought Powerless was the first book in the Chestnut Spring series for some reason. I don't know why, but this whole clip, all I'm saying is powerless, powerless, powerless. Let's just pretend I'm saying flawless instead of powerless, because I eventually figure out that Powerless is not the first book in the Chestnut Spring series, and I start reading Flawless in this video. Okay, so let's just pretend every time I say powerless, I'm saying flawless. I'm sorry. By Elsie Silver. I've heard a lot about that series, and I think I'm in a romance mood. I just was not feeling the romance that I read yesterday. I just was not feeling A Not So Meet Cute. I don't know. I feel like I'm in a romance mood, but I just need to find a good romance. I don't know, guys. I just was not feeling it, and I need to feel something. So we're gonna read Powerless, I think, by Elsie Silver, and we're gonna see what it's all about. I'm going into this kind of blind. I don't really know what Powerless is about, like, at all. I know, oh well, I know a little bit about it. It says that it's a childhood friends to lovers, I think, small town friends to lovers romance. So that sounds interesting. Hopefully it does something for me, because I feel like I haven't had a book over 3 stars in a minute. Like, probably, yeah, I can't even, the last book I can remember that was like even like the last book I remember being even like over 3 stars was when I read The 7-Year Slip. And so that was a while ago. So hopefully I find like a book that's gonna keep my attention, because that has like not been a thing lately. I just have been like zoning out while reading, and just like I've just been like kind of trying to get through the books rather than like enjoying reading them. So hopefully this one will grab my attention, keep my attention, and I'll enjoy it a little bit more. So yeah, we're gonna start reading Powerless by Elsie Silver, and we'll be back whenever I have something to say, I guess. Everybody, good morning. Yesterday I read for maybe about, again, 2 hours. That's realistically what I read in a week. Every day I read about 2 hours, maybe 3, just depending on how busy I am. but yesterday I read for about 2 hours, and we read 27 pages yesterday of Flawless by Elsie Silver. I'm like liking the vibe so far. Like I knew it was, I've watched like other booktubers like talk about Flawless by Elsie Silver, or just like the Chestnut Spring series in general, but I really like the vibe so far. Like it reminds me, it's like very like, it's supposed to be like very country, like rodeos, farms, like it's supposed to be very like country-esque, and I love it so much. It reminds me of when I was a little girl. I would go down to my grandparents' house every summer in the country, and we'd go like mess with the cows and the horses, and we'd go to the rodeos and have the parades for the rodeos and everything like that. So like it's really like making me feel, what's it called, it's making me feel reminiscent of my childhood. So I really like it so far, and just like I kind of really like it, guys. Like, I don't really have that much to say so far just because we're only 27 pages in, but I really like the vibes. I really like the main male character so far. He just seems like he's gonna have some really good like character development, or like not even that he needs character development, because I feel like deep down like you can tell like he's a good person, but like it just takes like somebody to bring it out of him, which is where the main female character comes in. I haven't gotten to see much of her yet just because we're only 27 pages in. So far the first couple of chapters have been mainly the main male character's point of view. I really like it so far. We're on to the main female character's point of view now. We're on chapter 3. This is like forced proximity, and it's supposed to be enemies to lovers as well, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know why I keep reading enemies to lovers stories when I don't really like enemies to lovers. That's part of the reason again why I think I didn't like A Not So Meet Cute as much as I thought I was going to, because it was enemies to lovers, but it was just like it didn't make sense as to why they like didn't like each other so much. Like they were just kind of irritated with each other. Like it wasn't really enemies to lovers, they just didn't really like each other because they would just piss each other off on purpose, which is like, okay, like I don't know, like I don't know, I don't really like enemies to lovers. It seems like this one could be a good enemies to lovers. I don't know, we'll see. There can be good enemies to lovers. I've liked enemies to lovers before, so we'll see. But I have a good feeling about this one. Everybody raves about the Chestnut Spring series, so I like am so excited to get to the rest of the series. I think I'm about to, because since I'm reading it, I don't have like an actual physical copy. I'm just reading it on my Kindle right now. So hopefully if I like the first book, I'm probably going to buy the entire series after this. I'm kind of excited to read the Chestnut Spring series, so we'll see how it goes. We're gonna keep reading, and I guess I'll let you know if I have any developing thoughts after this. So yeah. I am really liking it so far. Like I've been reading for a couple hours now. I think I've been reading for about 2 or 3 hours now, and I'm on page 117. And I'm just enjoying it so much. Like this is supposed to be like an enemies to lovers story, but it's such a subtle enemies to lovers, and it's so like, it's such a realistic type of enemies to lovers, and I really enjoy that about it, which is crazy because I don't usually like enemies to lovers, but I really like the way she's written this so far, and I just really like it. Like, and the dynamic between the main characters, the main female character and the main male character, I just enjoy it so much. Like their banter is so cute. It's so cute, and it's not too over the top or too much. Everything about the book is just very subtle, and I really enjoy that about her writing, is that everything is just very, very subtle and very, very realistic. It's so good. It's so good. Just again, just the whole thing about everybody is a cowboy. Everybody is a cowboy, and I love that. I love that. Just like imagining all the men with cowboy hats on and Wrangler jeans. Good, so freaking good, so freaking good. And just the whole aspect of like being in the country, like being like in the mountains. It's a vibe that I haven't read in a book before, and I'm really, really enjoying it. And yeah, I just want to keep reading, and I'm so excited about that. I'm so excited about that, and I'm honestly so excited about the rest of the series. Like, I can't wait to read it, and I can't wait to finish Flawless. And I'm just excited to see what the rest of the book is about. But I don't really have that much to say about it right now. Again, I'm just enjoying it. It's just a fun little read, and I just love it. So we're gonna keep reading, and I guess I'll talk to you guys whenever I talk to you guys.